All right, we're back again. Once more.
Thanks for tuning into your hometown station, Thunder Radio, for Talking Antiques. David Pennington, you have a special guest for us today. You want to introduce your friend?
Well, I do. I've got Mr. Larry Bowles with us today, who owned a card shop for years. He was so good at it that he quit his job at Carrier after working 15 years because he knew he could make more money selling cards. Could you do that today?
Well, first of all, David, I want you to know that I consider it to be a privilege to be with you this morning, and I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in and listening to us. As David just pointed out, I did work with Carrier Corporation for 15 years. I got into cards, sport cards, in 1980, and I didn't leave Carrier till 1987, but I had accumulated multi-thousands of cards up to that point in time. I got to the point where I started doing baseball card shows. I would travel to major cities, mostly baseball towns, and boy, back in that time, people were really into the cards, especially the older vintage type stuff that we'll discuss here this morning. The cards that we grew up with. I can remember at 7 years of age, David, purchasing baseball cards, nickel packs that had 7 cards and a square piece of bubble gum.
That was the most important part.
Oh, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But from the elementary school that I went to, one block over was a drugstore. The name of the drugstore was Salvin's Pharmacy. And I'd walk in there with a nickel, and I'd buy me a pack of cards. And I'd pop the bubble gum in my mouth, look at the cards temporarily, and then stick them in my pocket. But the other kids that would buy the cards, they'd pop the bubble gum in their mouth, but they'd take the cards, David, and fan them and pitch them in the air. Well, guess who was there to pick them up?
Yeah.
And so anyway, even as a kid, I accumulated cards, David, but what got most of my baseball cards was my bicycle.
No kidding?
Yes.
Tell 'em why, though.
Well, let me tell you why. I mean, there were teenagers in the area that had a thing called a moped, and they would ride them things up and down the streets. Well, we could put them cards with a clothespin on our bicycles and make it sound like a moped. And the thing of it is, I got smart. Well, the kids in there, I saw it from somebody else. Got smart, and I not only put one card on the front and back, but they run what we call duels. They put 2 on the front and 2 on the back. Well, they ain't no telling how many Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Ted Williams cards I put on my bicycle spokes, David.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen, though, is that we're going to look up some of them, and I hope you have a good heart, because I don't want to cause you to have a heart attack.
Well,
you know, all of the your retirement that you rode that bicycle with, to have that sound of that motor.
Yes. Oh, I'll tell you what, they would get, when you changed them, you'd get to go down the block, maybe 1, 2 blocks, and it was time to change.
Yeah.
You kept a supply in your pocket.
All right.
Yeah.
But when you went to take one off, you could hold it up and blow on it, and the fibers in the cardboard would just flutter in the air because you just absolutely wore it out, you know. But yes, David, there's no telling what I consider to be the money cards that I deposited that way. You just end up, you know, after they wouldn't have the ability to give you that sound, you just disposed of them, you know. And a lot of people want to know, well, them old cards, you know, they wasn't really taken care of. Well, we handled them. We looked at them. I remember in 1961, I got my cards out to look. See, they didn't have the ability to focus in on a ball player where you could see his face all that well, only on a real close-up. But anyway, I'd spread my cards out to see what the guy looked like
during the ball game.
During the game, I sure did.
Oh, yeah.
But folks, all I can say is it was a part of my life when I was growing up as a young boy, and I rekindled that fire in 1980. I was also coaching Little League in the Tullahoma American Little League, and I remember buying baseball cards at the concession stand, and I can remember some of my mothers of the boys I was coaching say, look at Mr. Bowles over there buying them bubblegum cards. 3 years later, some of them would run into me and they'd say, you really knew what you were doing. I said, hey, I didn't have a clue that baseball cards were going to be worth anything. But anyway, I had the opportunity, as a lot of people did, to buy the old cards that we grew up with.
Yeah.
In 1980, and you could have got them at a more than decent price. I mean, you could have done real well in 1980.
Well, now tell them about when you was going to the card shops in Nashville. Was it 78?
1978, you could have bought a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle for only $5.
Wow.
$5 in 1978.
Man.
What was some of the other players in '52
How much
that
is that
played
just
on the
for
Yankees?
inflation?
You remember some of the roster?
52 Yankees? Well, you got Yogi Berra. He was
Yeah.
a rookie in 47.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go through that roster
well, I don't
as much
think,
as you can.
I don't know that I can. I believe they had a first baseman by the name of Coleman, I believe. I'm not sure about Tony Kubek and Bobby Richardson. I don't recall their rookie years.
Pull up the '52 roster for the Yankees and let's see.
Yeah,
Let's help him with refresh his memory and let's see. I bet he knows about when a lot of them were rookies.
Let's see.
Okay, so have you got the roster pulled
Yeah,
up?
let me get the whole thing.
All right.
Okay, we got.
Okay, Larry, you see them?
I do.
I'll make it a little bigger too.
Well, let's just start. Let's start at the top there.
All right, Ewell Blackwell was a real good pitcher back in that day. Ewell Blackwell had a tremendous fastball, and like I say, now that same fastball today, a lot of these hitters would just eat it up. I mean, but Ewell Blackwell, like I say, was a real good pitcher.
Okay, he was number 40.
Number 40,
Okay.
on the roster, and don't know a whole lot about Tom Gorman.
He's number 24.
Bobby Hogue.
You remember him?
No, I don't. Bob Kazava. Ed Lopat was a good catcher. He
Okay.
was a good catcher. Jim McDonald played third base. I
Okay.
believe. Bill Miller, I can't say I know. Tom Morgan was a good player.
Mhm.
Joe Ostrowski, Vic Rossi, good relief pitcher. Vic
Okay.
Rossi. Allie Reynolds was a starter. Matter of fact, I think he was their number one ace. Allie Reynolds was.
What position did he play?
He was a pitcher.
Pitcher. Okay.
Yeah. When Johnny Sane would pitch,
Yeah.
they would say, Johnny Sane and pray for rain. But anyway,
Keep going.
Ray Scarborough, don't know nothing
Okay.
about it. Harry Schaffner, no.
All right.
Art Shallock, no.
All right.
Johnny Schmitz, no. Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
I have.
What position did he play?
Yogi Berra was a catcher, and I mean a fine one for many, many years.
Do you remember when his rookie year was?
Yes, sir, 1947.
47.
Yes, sir. Now, let me tell you, there's a trivia question that has been out there for several years. Well, I guess really I've probably given away the answer, but the question is when Bill Mazeroski for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1960 World Series hit the game-winning home run to beat the Yankees in the 7th game of the World Series to win the World Series. who was playing left field for the Yankees. Well, folks, until they told me who it was, and I got to see it on film, when he turned his jersey around and I saw that big number 8, I knew who it was. It was Yogi Berra, was playing left field when Bill Mazeroski hit that home run in 1960. I was 10 years old.
I always thought he was a catcher.
Yes, but now there had to be a reason that he was in left field at this time. They probably brought Elston Howard in to catch and let Yogi play left field. It probably was a roster. I mean, something come up during the game that they.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the game was tied 10-10 when Mazeroski hit the home run to win it for the Pirates. Yeah, but anyway, we were on the Sandlot field playing baseball, and the neighbor stuck his head out the window and he hollered at us, "Hey boys, the Pittsburgh Pirates just beat the New York Yankees." I mean, I jumped for joy because
So you was a Pirates fan?
well, I wasn't a Yankees fan. You know why I wasn't a Yankees fan, David?
Why?
Because they won all the time.
Yeah. You're right.
But
Kinda
anyway,
like why people aren't Patriots fans for football right now.
Same.
They just win too much.
So
Absolutely.
who's the next one on the roster?
Oh, by the way, as we get down the list right here,
Yeah.
I want to get down here to the very bottom. Well, Gil McDougald, he probably was in, that could possibly be in his rookie year, 52. But this guy right here at the very bottom, Johnny Mize,
Yeah.
he's not only Johnny Mize, he's Johnny Big Cat Mize. And how I know that, my wife in 1989 wrote to all the living Hall of Famers and sent them a quilt piece.
Yep.
And Johnny Mize, she wrote to him, and she said she wanted all nicknames to go with their name. And he signed that quilt piece, Johnny Big Cat Mize.
Big cat.
So when she sent that in and sent that to the Hall of Famers, do you remember how many she sent out?
Well, I think she sent out somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 or 40.
How many did she get back?
27.
27. Do you know right off the top of your head some of them she got back?
Absolutely.
Well, let's hear them.
All right. Out of the big four, the big four came to mind in 1957. The big four was Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays.
Wow.
I told her, I said, Willie Mays will take your letter and he'll toss it. But you know something, David? It was the third one she got back, and it was the best looking Willie Mays signature that I had ever laid my eyes
Do you
on.
still have that quilt?
She's got the pieces. We're still looking for baseball backing material to go on the back. Is what we're looking for. But yes,
I've interrupted you there, but
That's
go
a-
ahead and you got 4 of them. What's some of the others?
okay, Bob Feller.
Oh, that's a good one.
The class of the Hall of Famers, in my opinion, in all the years that I ever saw baseball or baseball had ever been any part of my life, the class of the Hall of Famers, in my opinion, is Brooks Robinson. He never forgot who paid his salary, and he
Yeah.
would talk to you just like we're talking right now.
A lot of people forgot that, didn't they?
Yes, sir. One of the greatest third basemen that ever played the game, Brooks,
Tell you what.
Brooks Robinson.
Let's hold that, and when we get back, we're going to let you walk down that roster. We're going to test your skills on some more, and we're going to talk more baseball.
All right, that sounds like a good idea to me, too.
There it is. Thanks for tuning into your hometown station, Thunder Radio. Let's Talk Antiques continues.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, and we're back talking baseball with Larry.
I think when we went to the break, I think we were talking about of course, the 52 roster of the New York Yankees.
On the 51 Bowman, Willie Mays.
Yes, sir. 51 Bowman.
They range between. Looks like they're going to be in the 10 grand.
Okay. I had one of those days.
Yeah, but that.
The key word is had. H-A-D. Had.
Yeah.
But now, if you'd had that in the other,
the tops.
yeah, it would have been about 27,000.
Okay, so folks, hey, we're talking about old baseball cards that we grew up with, and who would have ever thought that a piece of cardboard? Matter of fact, when I did my first baseball card show in 1983, David, in Chattanooga, I come home and I took what I had sold in money, and I pitched it on the kitchen table, and my wife said, "What is that?" I said, "That is what I took in today, selling those cardboard pictures." I didn't even call them baseball cards.
Cardboard pictures.
Cardboard pictures. But anyway, I should have been, instead of selling mine, I should have been buying, because you could have bought the old cards for a little of nothing. People were really into the new cards.
Oh, God.
They were into the new cards.
You remember we talked about it?
Yes.
As soon as your case come in, people would. I mean, they.
Oh no, they were in the store. They were buying them by the box. I'd have people coming in making a request for a complete set. Ruth Ann and I, that's my wife, we would break down a set of a case of cards, put them into collated sets, collated numbers 1 through 726, and put them in a 800 count box, and we would sell them off the shelf. A complete set of cards back in the years that I'm talking would run you around $18 to $20. So we weren't really making a whole lot putting them together, but we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much.
Speaking of Hank Aaron, you know, he's 54, right? That was his rookie year.
54 was his rookie year, yes.
The PSA 8, it brought 19,000.
Folks, when he makes a comment on behalf of a PS card, that's a card that's been graded. Right. Folks, it's been sent off. There are those who are specialists on behalf of grading cards. And if you've got a PSA 8 to a 10, you've got a real good graded card. An 8 would be probably excellent. A 9 to a 9.5 would be near mint, and a 10 is what we call pristine condition. I mean, that's where the borders are all even. There is no defects whatsoever. The color is bright on a card, and they will grade that thing out as a 10, and it will raise the price of a card more than likely at least 10 times its value, if not more.
Yeah.
On behalf
now,
of
you remember when you was in it, when you first got in it, they didn't have the PSA.
No, there was no grading.
Grades.
Now we started getting what we call insert cards. That's a special card that they would insert in the packs. You might get maybe one per 36-pack box if you opened it all up. And the inserts could be a special set, Home Run Kings or something like that, you know. And you might have opened up a box and got maybe number 3 of 15. Well, that number 3 card, depending on who it is, you know, if it was an Aaron, well then, all-time home run, well, it'd be worth some money. Now we're not talking thousands, David, but
No, not then.
but even well, let me tell you something. If you had $20 cards back in the day that I was in the business,
Now we're talking the 80s, right?
yeah, in the 80s, if you had $20 cards, you had something. I mean, selling a card for $20.
Yeah.
Now, in 1986, there was a gentleman that come out, and his rookie card booked very high just as soon as it hit the market. His name was Jose Canseco.
Mm-hmm.
The Canseco, when it was booking at around 120, well, I had one and I sold it for $100, David.
I know.
Well, let me
That's
tell you.
not graded.
No,
That's why they
not
started grading,
graded.
wasn't it?
But now his card, I think, books at around $20-$30. So
Really?
you see, it's Let me tell you something. The cards, even though it's a collectible, it's a hobby. It's also, back in the day, it was an investable, and a lot of people will consider it even today an investable. But I think we got more collectors than we do investors now. People were really speculating on cards.
Oh, yeah.
Back when I was
Like
in
the
it.
stock market.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was fixing to say, it's like the stock market.
Yeah.
There's a time to buy and there's a time to sell.
Yeah.
Up and down like a yo-yo. There's a guy that comes out on cards monthly called Beckett, Dr. Beckett, who considers himself an expert in the field of knowing what he does. He calls dealers nationwide. Said, well, what's your hottest card? And thus the card will go more than likely go up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's action on certain cards monthly. And also, if there's a decline in a card, I'm not getting any calls whatsoever for that guy. Well, or people coming in wanting him, he'll go down in price. It's supply and demand's what it is.
Well, since you were speaking about Jose, right?
Jose Canseco, yes.
Yeah. So, Philip or Ronnie, one of y'all get on there eBay and look that up. Now, you said he brought $20, which was a lot of money for a card.
Well, no, he
No, 100.
he brought 100.
120 is what the book
120 at one time, but
You sold yours for
said.
100.
You sold yours
Huh?
for 100.
said you sold yours for 100.
yes, I did.
But selling a card for
That's
20
good.
was a big
Good
deal,
money.
right?
Whoa,
Just a card.
well, now you need to understand. Now, I was a 15-year employee with Carrier Corporation. I gave up full benefits, 3 weeks paid vacation every year. Seniority was high enough that I could have any shift I wanted. And I gave it all up, David, to go into the baseball card market full time.
Because it was that good.
It was great.
Like we talked about, as soon as that case hit the door, you had them sold. didn't you?
Oh, no, they went.
Yeah.
They went. I mean, people looking forward to getting the new cards every spring.
Tell you what, let's do. Let's take a break. We're going to come back and see how much old Jose's bringing now.
Yeah, well, we need to do that.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
All right. and we are talking baseball cards with Larry here.
Hey, Larry. So we on the break we looked it up, and that Donruss, that's the one you got $100 for, right?
86 Donruss rated rookie.
Yeah.
Brought me $100.
Okay, so now there's 32 it sold on eBay for roughly $8 a piece. The 32 brought $256.51. Now that's not graded, but yours wasn't either, right?
No, sir, it was not graded. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and admit when the grading system come out, I was rather disappointed because really I didn't know much about it. I didn't know how to grade a card. I knew that the key to a card, any card, is keeping the four corners sharp. Try to keep the card as pristine as you can. The least they're handled, the better off you are. And there's supplies in the hobby now. Plastic sheets, plastic holders that will keep these cards in pristine condition. So that's
What's this in here, Larry? It's a Jose Canseco. It's a 1999 Fleer Tradition. What is that?
That is an insert card that I was telling you about. They have inserted that card in their packs in 1999. And if you got one of them, usually, there wasn't many of those printed.
What was that card worth back then?
I don't have any
Well, you see
idea
how much
because
this one sold for?
I don't have one, never have had one.
$900.
Yeah. I'm amazed at you fellas pulling up what these cards are bringing today, and I am surprised, David, because I did not know that even in graded condition that they're selling for the kind of money that you're talking about.
Now, most of those cards, though, like you said, you're selling how many for a penny a piece?
I'm selling 5,000 count boxes from...
This is brand new, right? I mean, these have never been out of the box, right?
Well, other than me putting them in the box.
Right.
Most of my cards are near mint to mint.
Right.
Worst condition are probably excellent. And I'm selling them for a penny a piece from 1986 to 1994.
Ain't that amazing?
Yeah.
So it's roughly $50 for a box, right?
50 a box. Yes, sir.
Doggone.
Yeah. Now, I've had many people ask me, say, well, now, are they all commons? What's a common? That's just an average player. You will find in these boxes that I'm selling, you will find commons. You will find minor stars. You will find stars. You'll find rookies. And occasionally you'll find a few Hall of Famers. So I'm giving the person who's making the purchase a pretty good lot, I think, for a penny a piece. And also, David, most people that are buying the cards from me, they're buying them for their grandkids.
Right.
And if their grandkids will maintain the cards in their present condition, maybe when they get to be half of mine and your age, maybe they'll have a little something to
I think they will have.
to start on.
Especially, you said there'll be some Hall of Famers in there. And, you know what, Larry? By the time they're half our age, there'll probably be more Hall of Famers in there, right?
Very well could be, David. Good point.
Yeah.
That's a strong point. Yes, sir. Yeah, very well could be. But anyway, we were going to take a look at the 1961. We had talked about the 52 New York Yankees.
Now, this is the team roster, right?
This is the team roster of the 1961 New York Yankees. Why was that a special year in 61? They had a right fielder for the Yankees who consistently was hitting home runs. His name was Roger Maris, and he topped Babe Ruth's single-season home run record of 60. Maris had to hit either two... Okay, the game before he hit 61, I think he hit about 3 to get him to 60, and then he hit what they call the right field porch. Yankee Stadium was a short right field. I think it was about 292. That's the reason I think Ruth liked it so well. But anyway, Maris hit it, and Boy, what a thrill, hitting 61 home runs in 61 to break.
Well, wasn't there another guy that was kind of hitting a few home runs back then too, on the same team? That was.
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, wasn't they almost like having a race there at one time?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you where the big race come in.
Where was it?
It was, and I can't give you the year, but it was between Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Ruth told Gehrig, said, "You stay out of the front porch." That meant for him to hit the baseball somewhere else besides right field.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. They went at it strong. And they both wound up, I think, with better than 50 home runs that one year.
Well, didn't Mickey Mantle that 61? Didn't he have several hits that year?
I'll tell you what he did have.
What?
He had the longest home run that's ever been hit in Major League Baseball.
In 61?
Topps come out with a card of it. It came out in 62, but the card shows a picture of Mantle at the plate. Shows the baseball coming. I mean, it depicts an arrow where the ball left. He hit it completely out of Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C.
Do you know how far that was?
Yes, sir. 572 feet.
Golly.
Completely out of the stadium. Can you imagine
That's
somebody able to hit a baseball that far?
That's almost 2 football fields.
Thank you.
Right?
Well spoken. Do you think that maybe the people that witnessed that, don't you believe they turned their heads and looked at the person beside them and said, "Did I see what I think I just saw?"
You know what?
The ball went out of the ballpark.
What do you think that ball would be worth today?
And
that was in 61?
Multi-thousands. There is a place where all this...
Ronnie, Google that longest hit Mickey Mantle ball in 1961, because Philip needs to keep it up to...
Yeah, let me give you a couple of stats here real quick. As Mickey Mantle, his 1951 rookie year was paid $5,000 and his 1968 final year he got paid $100,000. So think about
That's a big difference.
how valuable Mickey Mantle was, and I mean that's a lot of money in 1968.
Well, do you have some of the other stats on the pays?
Yeah.
Didn't I see a bunch of other pays that you had there? I just noticed it.
On what?
The stats on the pays.
Yeah.
You had it there because you was doing Mickey Mantle. You had Mickey Mantles, but wasn't there other ball players that showed how much they got paid too?
No, it's just one at a time.
Oh, okay.
So,
that is amazing, though.
who
You
was
thought,
the-
Larry, you'd have thought his salary went up after popping almost
two
football field.
David, the salaries today, the ball players signing for millions of dollars. If there was anybody that was worth could have had $1 million contract, it was definitely the big four when you and I were growing up. Now I'm mentioning Mays, Aaron, Mantle, and Ted Williams.
Yeah.
Hey, those guys, they were strong, very strong.
Roger Maris started at 8,500, and he finished out.
What year
at
did he start at 85?
1957, and then 1968 was his last year, and he got paid $75,000 for that one.
Now, a lot of people would say, yeah, but in comparison, what would that $75,000 do for a player back then as compared to
It'd be a lot.
$5 million today?
It's not $5 million. No,
I agree.
$5 million, that's just a common player.
Oh, no, there's somebody. Didn't somebody
You think anybody play for
Didn't
$5
somebody recently sign a $200 million contract?
I'm sure. I don't know. You're the baseball guy.
Well, oh, my. He has classified me as the baseball guy.
He is, isn't he, Philip? What do you say, Ronnie?
Yeah.
He's the guy so far. I'll put him up against anybody.
643 feet.
643 feet.
That's what they say that home run was. Well, the card.
That's over 2 football fields.
Yes.
So he unloads a cannon shot, clearing R.F. Brooks in Detroit and landing in Brooks Lumberyard.
Wait a minute. Hit one in Detroit?
Across
I didn't know about that one.
Avenue
Yeah.
in 1985.
Who was
85.
that?
Who was it?
No, it wasn't Mickey
It
Mantle.
can't be Mickey Mantle's.
No,
Wait a minute.
no.
What year did you say? 85? No way.
No.
His last year was 68.
Yeah.
In June 85, Mantle's blow was retroactively measured.
Rich. What does that mean, Rich?
643 feet.
Oh, they corrected the distance.
Oh,
in
they corrected the
1985.
distance in '85. So they missed.
And
Calculated.
Yeah.
listed in the Guinness Book of World Records.
See, the
as,
baseball card says 572.
Well,
on it.
but he's saying they readjusted.
Yeah,
in
I,
85.
I,
Hey,
right.
does it say how much that ball? Did it say how much that ball brought?
No, it doesn't say.
Did it sell?
But I have it on YouTube here.
Okay.
I've got him doing it.
All right.
Well, the only thing we want to know is how much that ball brought.
Let's see here if we can find that out. Mm, 685. Mickey Mouse.
While he's looking that up, David,
Yeah, just keep
You
it
was
talking.
at-
We
you-
don't need no dead air.
yeah, well, I got plenty of that. But anyway, I was wanting to bring up, earlier we were talking about the quilt pieces. And
Oh,
my
yeah.
wife, she got one back from Pee Wee Reese.
Oh.
And Pee Wee signed the quilt piece, Harold Reese. And then underneath it, he signed it again, Harold Pee Wee Reese.
Yeah.
Sent her an index card that said on it, "Sorry, I goofed." And I thought that was pretty neat, y'all. I did. And
Okay.
and-
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
You have finally talked us into getting a phone call. Hang on a minute. Now, you're going to have to put your headset on.
Well,
Because they're going to ask you something.
well,
They won't
ask,
ask me, Mr.
well,
Baseball.
they're probably going to correct me on something.
No,
Hey,
Mr. Baseball.
I am a man that needs to be corrected, so y'all feel free
All right,
to
we got a call?
correct me
Get your
anytime.
headset on.
All right, I'm ready.
Ronnie, you got yours on?
They don't ask me. Baseball.
Hey, thanks for holding. You are Talking Antiques.
Or do we make them hold too
Hello?
long? Oh, there.
Hello.
Now we got you. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Billy Jenkins. I just listened. to
Hey,
the
gosh,
about
Billy, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Have you ever heard of a fellow named Colonel Frizzell?
Oh, listen, I guarantee you I have. Don't know anything of late other than, I'm sorry to say that I heard that he had passed. Is there anything to that?
No, he had.
Okay,
Not
well,
this last few days.
that's great news. I can say, you can get a hold of some bad information. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But Billy, it
Okay.
is so good to hear from you. And
Yeah, I hadn't heard from you for years. I'll let you go, buddy. I'm enjoying you.
well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I'm talking the talk. I just wished I could walk the walk. But anyway, it's good hearing from you. And like I told the listening audience, probably somebody calling wanting to correct me on something. But hey, I've been corrected before. I can take it and go on. You know what I mean?
Good to see you, buddy. I'll let you go.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you for the call.
Hey, with that, you ready to take a break?
We're going to take our last break as we are Talking Antiques here on your hometown station, Thunder Radio.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
All right. And we are back talking baseball with Larry. And,
Yeah, before we get started though, Ronnie, with Larry,
Hmm?
Philip's got a couple of things that we need to. While we was on a break, we found something interesting,
I
Larry.
was talking
Yeah.
baseball with
I
Phil.
was
Very
I'm
interesting.
not the baseball expert, but I Google pretty good. Minimum player salary in Major League Baseball this year, $545,000 a year. Next year it goes up to $555,000 a year. That's a good union there, I tell
And
you.
the highest. What's the highest?
Oh, I haven't gotten that. I've just the minimum player salary is what I got there.
That is amazing. Hey, you have something else you want to tell the people?
Oh, that so we're trying to drum up a little support for our show, and if you will go to any of our pages that have us listed on Facebook, David's is probably easiest to find, David Pennington's. Then if you would like and share it, then it will help us with our advertisers and just help get us out there more, if you would, please.
Like our last show, when I looked at it today, it was like 253 views. We see our show. You can actually watch the whole show on our Facebook page,
Right.
and especially mine. So, like he said, I'm probably the easiest one to find. But I'd like to see like some of my views on some of my other videos. It's been over 5,000. So we need to get our Let's Talk Antiques. I'd like to get it up to 4,000 or 5,000. Especially this in here we've done with my friend Larry.
10-4. I'll tell you what. I consider this to be an undying privilege to be able to do this with you. I don't believe I've talked this much about the hobby or the job that I had, for a long time, and you've given me the opportunity to kind of go back in time a little bit, which I like doing. I call it digging up bones, folks.
I like it.
And I like to go back in time and talk about
Now, we
when
want you
we were growing up.
We want you to come back though, and we'll talk more baseball. Maybe next month or something, we'll do another show because we could sit here all day.
Well,
long and do a
yeah,
show.
I
We could do
have
something
I've
like
told many people that I've been in conversation with about baseball. Baseball been a part of my life ever since I was 7 years old. In the town I lived in at the time. By the way, I'm a West Virginian. I was born and raised in
So you're a
Kanawha.
transplant?
Yes, and matter of fact,
I think
I haven't had. I had two of those, David.
you know what though.
I had two of those.
I think you're a hometown boy myself.
Well, I came here in 1966 from Jupiter, Florida.
Oh, so you've been moving around a little bit.
Well,
You've worked the crowd.
I wanted to share with you, since you brought up the transplant,
Yeah.
that I've done that twice.
Well, that's okay as long as
And
you
they
have a
were
heart
bo-
transplant.
well, they
You
were
ain't had one of them.
No, but now they were both successful.
Yeah, okay.
Went from West Virginia in 1963, went to Jupiter, Florida, and came to that brotherly love city and state of Tullahoma, Tennessee in 1966, David. But anyway, I was bringing up baseball, been a part of my life since I was 7. I played minor league baseball, I played little league baseball, Babe Ruth, high school. I did not play college baseball.
But you did coach it.
I coached Little League and was successful at that. But anyway,
Do you have a rookie card?
I've got several.
Oh,
Oh,
you-
do I? No.
I think well,
No, I had an opportunity one time to have a card made of me, but I don't think the guy had the right camera, because most cameras that take a picture of me, David,
Do they break?
they break big
No, I
time.
can't believe that.
Well,
I think we ought to get one, get a rookie card made. Don't you, Ronnie? What do you say, Phil?
I'm sure it could be done.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind it can be done. Boy, I could just see myself. Hey, oh man, I could be I could just take a natural swing, or I could just hold it like I did many years ago.
Yeah.
The highlight, folks, of my baseball career was hitting 2 home runs in my last Little League game when I was 12 years old. David, give it the old way back. There it go. I rounded first base, didn't even know it cleared the fence. Umpire looked at me and he goes, "Bowles, you just hit it out. Oh, folks, that's the thrill of a little leaguer's baseball
sure it is.
You did
career.
better than me. I never hit a home run, but I did. Best I ever done was third base. You're a lot
Well,
better player than I was. Remember what I told you? I didn't play a whole lot of games because I was too busy working.
that's right, David. Well, I might have worked about the time that you did, but I didn't know it was a job. I was just enjoying it. I knocked out mistletoe out of the trees, and
Oh,
Christmas time, I'd go door to door selling it,
That's
David.
money.
Oh, yeah.
Why? You know what it
Big
was?
bucks.
Why? It was
Plus, you
candy.
got a kiss or two, didn't you?
Well, I may have. Hey,
I
I
bet
can't.
you did.
I can't go back up. I mean, I can't think about that now.
Well, I'm gonna-
I was thinking about the money I was putting in
Yeah,
my
I
pocket.
think, I think you probably got a kiss or two. You
Okay.
held that mistletoe over some little
Delivered
girl.
delivered 109 newspapers when I was
Yeah.
11 years old. Hey, I had candy money, cold drink money.
There you go.
And
Hey.
movie theater.
Hey, 50 cents at the movie theater, 15 cents to get in a double feature on Saturday, and I had 35 cents to spend at the concession stand. Do y'all recall how good that was?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was great for me. I enjoyed that.
Hey, you could also get that popcorn with extra butter. It didn't cost. How much more was that? You remember? Remember at the Marshall? They give you a little extra butter.
I
think it was
remember
like a nickel.
Nickel.
Oh,
Popcorn was a nickel. You could get a cold drink from the candy bars, nickel.
Yeah, remember we talked about it.
Oh, let me tell you something.
For
I'd
a
buy me.
quarter, and you could get money back. What do we say? You could get 2 candy bars,
Yeah.
a moon pie,
Uh-huh.
and a 6-cent drink,
Yes.
and a penny tax. So you still had 3 cents. You
Three.
could buy
ce-
some bubble gum
Oh,
with.
absolutely, David.
For a
And
quarter.
boy, I'm telling you, hey, let me tell you something. And when you found a quarter, as a kid, at the time we're talking about, you thought you was rich.
Nuh-uh, you
You didn't have to work
You
for
had
it.
the
You
money.
just found it.
You was
know.
rich.
Hey, 25 cents. Hey, you just got this saying what you could buy with it.
Yeah.
Well, I spent mine on bubblegum
Can you get a
cards.
piece of heart candy?
I spent mine on bubblegum
You're a
cards.
smart guy.
Well, thought it was.
I think
Yeah.
you would.
Didn't know that they was going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
I'd never want for anything materialistically in the rest of my life if I'd known the baseball cards were going to be worth anything. Because, hey,
Oh, well.
I'd been buying up them 52 manuals, David.
Yeah, I know.
I had an opportunity. Get
$5
$5.
See?
Yeah.
You should have bought some more.
Well, hey, you know,
$5 probably. That's a lot of money.
I put them on my, again, bicycle spokes got most of mine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it
but
was
anyway.
worth it. Worth
But
it.
I'm going to
Hey.
tell you, folks, in 1989, let me comment now on
Red
behalf of this
Patterson got the-
on behalf of this show now. Hey, cards in 1989 took a major change, David.
Oh, golly. Tell them about it.
A
Ain't
major
got much
change.
time, but tell them anyway.
All right, the what happened to the cards in 1989? The companies went to what they call UV coated. They look like Kodak, David. I remember the first pack I ever opened up and saw them things. I thought, well, this is like Kodak. And man, they've been making them like Kodak ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. UV coated cards. Now, the only thing will happen on UV coated cards, they will stick together. Now, so far, when I pull mine apart, they haven't torn or no scratches. They've been able to maintain themselves. But yeah, the UV coating made the cards look, just fantastic. So, like I say, and they're still doing it. And they're still putting in insert cards, special cards, to get you to buy more and more what? Sport cards. You not only have baseball, you got football, you got basketball,
Soccer.
and believe it or not, I actually, before I closed my store, I actually got into hockey.
Yeah.
And I've been to Nashville and I've watched a hockey game, the Predators, and it spoiled me, David. I had to go back. And I went back for about 5 or 6 years. And it's been a while since I've been to one. But anyway, I like that hockey, y'all. I like it. They smash their mouths up against the glass.
Is that the part you like?
Yeah, they do that. And if you
They're a
down,
little rougher than
if-
baseball. Do you know
it's
that?
it's rougher than football.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it
Ronnie's
sure is.
found that ball over here, by the
Oh,
way.
okay.
Red Patterson, he was a press agent for the Yankees. He went out and got that ball.
He
And-
did.
Does
What-
he still
what-
have it?
What was his name again?
Red Patterson.
Red,
I had to go
or
through
Red?
some newspaper articles to find it.
Okay.
Huh.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Did he say he sold it, or what did he do with
It
it?
did never said.
Okay.
Hey, Larry.
Huh?
Our little girl's back, and guess what that means?
Well,
We
I can
talked ourselves out of the
only
show.
imagine. All I want to close out with is let the listening audience know that I, again, have considered it a privilege to be here with David this morning, and I want to thank him for allowing me to be here, and I hope that everything that's been said here this morning has been not only entertaining to you, but educational.
Relatively true.
And I look forward to coming back one of these
Well,
days.
we
David.
want you back.
Okay.
I
All
didn't say
right.
anything about true. Thanks for tuning into your hometown station, Ronnie, Philip, David, and thank you to Mr. Bowles for being with us. Let's Talk Antiques every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock on your hometown station, Thunder Radio.